Hi everyone, it's Def in the Dark here. Remember I did a Python project video a while ago, and in that Python project video I did about 5 projects. So today what we'll be doing, I'm going to be picking one of the easiest one, which is the number guessing game. One of the reasons why I'm picking this is because this is perfect if you're just starting Python, because it covers most of the basic syntax of Python. That includes collecting variables, user input, the if else statement, the while loops, and something that we call the random library. By the end of the video, you have a very a working game whereby you can play, share, and have fun with your friends. So before we start, ensure that you have Python installed on your computer. If you don't have it yet, please go to python.org and download it. I will ensure to put the link in the description. So let's go to our VS Code, because I'm using VS Code for this. Okay, so before we start building, let me once again show you the finished game so that you have an understanding of what we are making. What is, because this is one of the advice I try to give a lot of people. Before you build something, always like have something written down so you have an idea. Okay, what is the goal I'm trying to achieve at the end of the day? So for this, I'm going to be showing you the finished product, and I'm going to be running it so that you can see what you'll be expecting at the end of the game. I'm going to go to my terminal. So I already have my terminal open. Zoom in my Python terminal. I'll be running my code, which is py, the name that I saved my code as number guess, py, and I'll click that. I'll click. So I got it in 6 guesses. So this basically how it works. Very simple, very fun. Basically, the computer picks a random number. I keep guessing till it tells you if you get it right or wrong. And one of the ways it tells you is if you guess the number way too high or if you guess it way too low. So now you get it. So let me try and tell your hand. Let me know how many guesses it took before you got it right. So, are you ready to build this game? If so, let's get right into it. So, I already have my code editor open. So, I would like you guys to open your code editor. For today, I'll be using VS Code with the Tokyo Night theme. Please note any code editor works. You can use any of your choice. I'll see if I can try and create how to create exactly this project in EduBlock. EduBlock is more for beginners and stuff like that. But if you are still confused about how I create my code and stuff like that, you can go to wait until I create the EduBlock version, or you can start the Rainbow website series and get started on that. I'm going to try and zoom in a bit. Let me zoom in. So to create, I did open my folder. So to create a file, just click on this to create new file. To create a folder, you click on the right button, see create new folder. So I'm going to number underscore guess. And I'm going to save it as .py because this is how you save a Python file. The .py extension tells your computer that this is a Python code, so the computer knows how to run. Click enter. So, all right, let's start coding. I'm going to stop this from showing. I can close this. Let me see if I can zoom in it further. And yes. The first thing first that we need to do is to import the random module. This lets your Python generate random numbers, basically. So at the very first stop of your file, you're going to type in import random. So the random module is an inbuilt module in Python, so it does not really need to install anything. So as please also as we are writing our code, please ensure you are typing Control S or you are actually saving your code by going to file and save. So the next thing we're going to do is let's make our computer pick a secret number. And to do that, we're going to create something called variable. I'm going to go to a new line in line 3. I'm going to call my variable number. So a variable helps store is like a container that stores information for you. So here we are going to store the information of the number the computer picks. So since we want the computer to pick it at random, right? So we put random dot. So why I put dot is that I want to extend it, right? So for the random model, you have different range. You have the random choice where you can give it certain attribute that okay, let the computer pick between these two choices. You can also create like a function. You can give it a range. You can create a range between integers. So and it just goes on and on like that. But because we'll be giving it a range between integers, so that's why we're using randint. So it's like oh between this integers number. So you put a bracket and you're gonna put in from the start number, where is it starting from, comma, where is going to end, like where is it, what's last, what's the end number, basically. So basically, once again, randint means random integers as whole numbers. It's not going to pick 1.5, it's not going to pick 1.3 or 30.5, 30.6. Nah, it's not going to do that. So now we've stored our number, our secret number in a variable called number. The next thing we're going to do is we want to track how many guesses the user is making. Click number, I'm going to call it guesses, and I'm going to define it as 0 because before the computer starts, it starts at 0, right? 0 means it doesn't start anything. It's just like an empty variable, and by the time the user starts guessing, we keep on adding +1, +1, +1, and at the end of the day, we let them know, okay, according to the count, this is how many guesses that you've done. You've noticed I put my semicolon because I'm used to putting semicolon at the end of each code. But yes. But for Python, you can put it there. It actually won't cause error, but Python is not compulsory for you to put it there. So that's why it's one of the good coding language to start from. So the next thing I'm going to do is I would like to print a welcome message for my users. So to print a welcome message, we have to use something that we call print. Print helps display a message to a player. So whenever you put in a print bracket, it displays it to the player. So I'm going to put print and bracket, and because I'm not, I don't know why this is bringing up. Let me zoom out a bit. I think this is better. So print brackets. So let's say I'm putting in a variable, I won't need a quotation mark in that. But because I'm actually typing the message, I'm going to put my quotation mark in it. So I'm going to let the computer. I'm thinking. Oh, I don't know what I'm typing right now. Of a number between 1 and 100. So you can see. So now the computer knows, I mean, the user knows that okay, the game has started. So next thing we're going to do is to build the main game logic. This is what we call the while loop. while loop, and this is where the magic happens. You start creating a loop by keep asking the user or the player to keep guessing until they get it right. So I'm going to so we're going to use something called while loop. So that's while true. And the reason why we're using while true is because this helps create a infinite loop. That means it keeps running forever, forever, forever until we break it. And the column at the end means everything indexed below this code means it's inside that loop, inside that block of code. So anything I put is letting the computer know that okay, anything I write under the indexed space is inside the while loop. And because the Python is very very big on spaces, indentations, and everything, so ensure that if you're putting one space, ensure that everything that you're pressing under has that one space. If you're using one tab, ensure that everything you're writing under is actually aligning with that tab. So I'm going to create another variable called guess, and this guess is the variable that is collecting the user input. So to collect the user input, there's something we call input. Input gives the user questions and you wait for the user or the player to type in a response whereby it captures it. And once I capture it, I want to envelope it. I want to convert it into an integer because anything the computer is getting it as a string. So we have different type of variables when it comes to Python. So if you are typing anything, the computer gets it as a string. I don't know what just happened right now. Let me use. I sure don't know what happened. So anytime the user gets an input, it gets it as a string, and it's our job to convert it to any type of variable that we need it, any type of data type that we need it as. And for this, we need it as an integer. So since I'm getting it as an integer, I'm going to grab it in an int, then put a bracket, and I'm going to put my input. Inside my input, I'm going to put your guess, put colon, leave a space so that there's actual space before the user write. So the guess is registering what the user is typing in. So the next thing we're going to, we are trying to count up here. You're trying to count how many guesses the user is typing. So that's like keep count. We have to ensure that we are adding +1, +1, +1, +1. So that'll be our guesses. And there are two ways you can write it. You can either write it guesses equals to guesses +1, or you can write it as guesses plus equals 1. So this is also doing the same thing. It adds 1 to the guess variable. This is another short form of writing guesses equals to guesses +1. So now if a user guess, it has 1 to it. Basically, that's the logic. So the next thing we're going to do is to create an if-else statement. So the if-else statement we'll be creating is to see if the user types in the correct answer. So we're trying to know, okay, is the input the user type, is it too high? Is it too low? Is it the same as the number that we have? So I'm going to put in if move my mouse, but my mouse is the one. So I'm going to put guess. Remember, our guess is the user input. So if guess is less than, you can put space, less than the number, that's our secret number. Ensure you put your colon so that the computer knows that anything that's written outside this code is under the if else statement. So we're going to print the print, and because this scheme it writes exactly what the meaning of each block, I guess. I'm going to print too low. Click enter, and I'm going to press backspace so that to ensure that it's under the same line. So in Python, instead of else like this, the else is not spelled as else, it's spelled as elif, elif. So I just want to verify that. So yes. So we've done if it is lower, so let's do this greater than the number. What should we do? It should print 2i. And elif is also as else if basically. So what this does is that if it's too low, if the number it gives is not the same, is lower than the number that the secret number the computer has, is oh too low. If the number is higher, greater than, then it's like oh 2i. So the next thing we're going to put is our else statement. So let's put enter backspace, and this my else statement is to it's like an end statement because I want to also give the user like okay they got it right. I want to tell them how many guesses they got right. And remember I put in my true loop, and I need this code to end. I don't need it running forever. So the code will only go to the else statement if both the first two statements, that is the if and the elif, is not correct. So if it goes to the if, it says that okay, this is not right. Go to the elif, it's not right. That means they actually guessed the number right. And that's what will bring us to our else statement. So in our else statement, as I said, I want to print how many user that the how many guesses that the user has. So I'm going to do something special with my print statement. I'm going to ask an F before my quotation. And this is what we call F string. The F before the quote means that replace the things in equally braces with their actual values. Because I'm putting there are different ways for you to write it, but the way I want to write it is a little bit different. So I'm putting my F and I'm going to write Q dot 8 in. I'm going to put this the curly brackets, and that's why I put in my. The guesses is the number of guesses that the user tried to guess, right? So like this keeps adding up here. This is that's what I'm putting here. So I'm going to put the actual variable in here. So you got in guesses. Put an explanation. Put 3 explanation mark there. And the next thing I'm going to put is the break. So basically what this break does is it ensures that we exit from the while loop and the game does not keep on going forever. So that's it. Literally, that's it. We are done with our line of code. We just have about 17 line of code, and if I'm to remove all the spaces, it's literally let me remove the spaces. This is we wrote it in just 14. Just 14 lines of code. Let me okay. I think I was still going to zoom out a bit, but I guess I don't need to zoom out. So the next thing we're going to do is to test it. So ensure you save your file and let's test our code to run. So to test it out, let me put this back into full screen. You're going to click on this and we're going to go through them to our terminal and enter to open our terminal. So now we have our terminal open. So ensure you click Ctrl S to so that your code is saved, or go all the way up here and so now I have my terminal. I'm going to run it, and in order to run my code, I'm going to use py number guess, which is the name of my code, number guess.py. So py number underscore guess.py. I'm going to press an enter, and this run my code. So I'm taking up a number between 1 to 0. So let's guess number 2i, 22 high, 15. I think I guess 15 that time. Oh, 15 is too high. 10. Oh, damn. Where's it too high? 4. 1. The number is 2. Oh. So you can see I got it literally in 8 guesses. Literally. So try playing it a few times, try and have fun. See if you can guess it in fewer guesses than I've been guessing it throughout this video. And just to note, the computer, anytime you run it, it picks a different random number. So I like to challenge you a bit. So here's some challenges for you to level up this game. Add some input validation. What if someone types in banana instead of a number? So we try to add like error handling using the try except method. You can limit let's try and see if we can limit the number of guesses that the player is guessing. Like, oh, if they reach 3 trials, they cannot guess anymore and they lose the game. And to do that, let me give you an hint. You can use an if statement to check for that. So it'll be like, if guesses is less than greater than 10, game is over, basically. Let's try and see if we can add some different levels of difficult levels. Like, oh, let them start easy between 1 to guess between 1 to 50, medium 1 to 100, hard 1 to 1000, thereabout. You can use also use the if statement to change the range based on the user choice. That okay, if they want the easy, then you should use this type of guess from 1 to 50. If they choose medium, you should use this type of guess. If you choose hard, you should use this type of guess. And the last challenge I would like you to do to add to your game is ask the user if they would like to play a game. So, and if they like to play a game, you should restart the game. If not, it should exist. For this, let me give you an hint. You're going to need another loop for this. You're going to need another loop for this, because based on our code, once they get it right, the game ends. But for you, I want to add some, give them the option to play again. So try this on your own. Let me see how it works out. If you are facing any challenges or any errors that you don't know how to fix, please drop a comment and let me know, and I'll be glad to help you out. So, because trying something is really how you're going to, learn Python. But once again, great job, guys. Great job. So you've learned how to complete your Python game. You've learned how to import modules. We've learned the random numbers. We've learned while loops, if-else statements, user input, variables, counters, and f-string. All in one video. And these are the fundamental Python concepts that you're going to use in every project. So next in our Python series is our password generator. If you want a tutorial on that, please let me know. I'm going to try and put the full code in a comment, or try and pin it in the comment, so you can try and copy and paste and actually change things up on your own. Once again, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment. I'll reply to everyone. I'm Dev in the Dark. Keep coding, keep building, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye.